I need you guys to understand. I need you guys to understand. I need you to understand how painful this is.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about our king, yes Jesus, but also talking about our king John Boyega, who has put on a passionate display of emotion whilst discussing on the megaphone and saying how we need to see change and supporting not only black men and the lives of George Floyd and Mark Duggins and them, but also talking about how we should protect our black queens as well. Hey, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for the notification of the uploads. And for those of you returnees, you already know what the motto is. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. And just to let you guys know as well, I'm also supporting Shade. Okay, look at this, listen. This is also a brand by Still Shady, a great artist as well. Check out his merchandise on the link down below. I'm also wearing a hoodie as well. It says where there's shade, there's light, my friends. You know? I almost choked. So just talking about John Boyega as well, it's a mud thing, you understand? Because for me, I love watching John Boyega because this is a black man, a king, standing up to the atrocities that we're seeing and using his voice and amplifying it and using it for the generation. Now, if you don't understand something, we are going through an unprecedented time, okay? We have seen a change which was coming, and it has been coming, and I believe that the system which benefits white people has been trying for the longest to keep us as slaves. And I'm not talking about physical chains no more, I'm talking about the mental chains, okay? When we look around us the whole entire time, what people don't understand is the microaggressions. They think racism is the overt calling me a nigger, lynching me, okay, fighting me just because I'm black, knifing me or killing me, whatever, because I'm black. That's the overt racism coming into play that is also entwined with power oftentimes and authority in the case of a system, right? Your police brutality, yeah, your government measures that put black people on the back list, your nurses and doctors who have been are conditioned and pushed to make sure that we don't get the best treatment that we needed as well. All of those stuff there are systematic, or we should say systemic, right? They are built into this environment that we have around us, right? And this has been going on for hundreds of years. This doesn't just end one day. But what we are seeing now in this generation, 2020, is what we call the rebellion, okay? It's the rebellion in terms of saying no more. We will not stand for it anymore. We're not going to die for you anymore. We're not going to dance and juck and jive for you anymore. We're not going to accept the little microaggressions that you guys give us, okay? Mispronouncing our names, you know, causing stereotypes to be linked to us, dehumanize us by linking us to animals, intentionally putting negative stereotypes when it comes to newspaper articles, always linking us to being gangsters and killers and murderers. Whenever we get killed, you know, suddenly finding a rapport sheet of the individual as if that matters why I got killed. You understand? Always making justifications for why a black man deserves to be killed or a black woman deserves to be killed. Yeah, all that microaggression, yeah, we're not on it no more. You understand? Yeah, and that's what we're seeing right now. John Boyega is embodying all of that in how he's standing up. Not only was he Twitter large, not only was his Twitter fingers doing business, but he took it to the streets.
We are a physical representation of our support for Trayvon Martin. We are a physical representation of our support for Stephen Lawrence.
And then he used his voice to speak to people. Look, let me tell you something about war, yeah? There are generals in any camp who have a natural tact and a knack for leadership. Yeah, they inspire people. Yeah, they cause people to stir and to stand up for what's right. You understand? And what John Boyega is doing right now, people might not even see it as big. I see it as huge because the guy is comfortable in. He's got the guy is comfortable in the sense of, fam, is he not doing Hollywood? Is he not doing films? Is he not doing TV shows? Is he not living his best life? Yeah, benefiting from a system. Why risk all of that and come down to where we are? Why risk all of that? And that shows you, again, what someone has to live in. It reminds me, I'm not saying he is Jesus, please, don't ever get it twisted, but it does remind me of what Jesus did for us, all right? And what Jesus said, the Bible says in Philippians 2 that he left his glory up in heaven, yeah? And paid no attention to it. Said, listen, I'm going to submit myself, become like a servant, and I'm coming to what? Serve the people. Not only am I coming to serve, I'm coming to die for these people. I'm coming to sacrifice myself for these people. Love cannot exist without sacrifice. So when I hear, for instance, we're talking about white evangelicals talking about this love that Jesus would implement, I'm looking at them saying, where's the action? because we need you on the front line. I'm militant about it because we're talking about this love. That love is sacrificial. We're dying already. You understand? We're dying already for the cause. So we need our white people who are Christians also to stand up for the cause. They need to be with us on the front line, because the word compassion, which was used of Jesus several times over, Jesus was moved by compassion. He was moved by compassion. He was moved by compassion. That word means to also join into the struggle. You feel my struggle. You join into the struggle. You're moved to help me.
And as organized as possible, because you know what, guys? They want us to mess up. They want us to be disorganized, but not today. Not today. Not today. You know what? This message is specifically for black men. Black men.
You're moved so much, you want to help me. Compassion. That's what we need to see from our white evangelicals. I'm putting that charge on them because they're seeing us, black folks, going through this, and we need them to speak loud, large. What John Boyega is doing is amazing. During his speech, if you heard it, he spoke about, you saw his emotional plea there, and then you saw obviously him speak about the fact that these men who have gone before us, Trayvon Martin, the Mark Duggans, George Floyds, and Sarah Bland, and them, they haven't died in vain. We remember them, yeah? But they are us. At any given moment, that could be me. At any given moment, that could be me laid across the tarmac, you know what I'm saying, dead. So I don't look at George Floyd as abstract. I look at him as, that's me. You know what I mean? At any moment, because the person who's killing him has that authority and power to do so at any given will, and there's no justice. So at any moment, I could be taken my life could be taken, and no one can say nothing. You understand? And that's why we're standing up. And so when you see John Boyega, passionately plead, and one thing I love about John Boyega, what he said, I think this is one of the keyest things, is talking about black women.
Black men, we need to take care of our black women. We need to take care of them. They are ours. They are our hearts. They are our future. We cannot demonize our own. We are the pillars of the family. Imagine this, a nation that is set up with individual families that are thriving, that are healthy, that communicate, that raise their children in love, have a better rate at becoming better human beings. That's it. And that's what we need to create. Facts. Black men, it starts with you. Hey, it's done, man. We can't be trashed no more. We have to be better. Do you not understand?
In amongst this, that black men need to take care of their black women, that the black women are the heart and souls of our families, and that the whole system also that we're facing rages against black families. And we're going to deal with that in another video. But the whole system that we're facing is raging against black families. It doesn't want to see black families win. And when we're saying, just like we're saying Black Lives Matter, it doesn't negate other lives. And just like we're saying we want black families to win, it doesn't negate other families to win. You understand? Whether it's interracial, whether it's white couples, Asian, whether it's Australian, whatever you want to call it, we're not negating them. What we're saying is there's been such an attack on the black family that we need to put some emphasis back on it, and we need to support our black women. Straight up, no chaser. You understand? Yeah? So for that reason, I've got to support John Boyega. And I think the last kind of point that he made about also being in a place where he said obviously like, I don't even know I'm going to have a job after this. Look, for a man to, just listen to that. I don't know if I'm going to have a job like this, because he understands, look, the problem is not the fact that he's talking out. The problem is the fact that the system is owned by a certain demographic, and that demographic don't like this. You understand? That demographic don't like upturn. That demographic has been benefiting from the fact that we've been at the bottom foot for so long, and we've pandered to them. But like I said to you guys, the spiritual tide has been turning. I told you when the media started putting on films that were more black geared, when we got our first Black Panther, when we got noughts and crosses on our TV, they were political things. They were spiritual. They were spiritual. They were letting you know the tide is turning. So, and a lot of people didn't like noughts and crosses. For instance, noughts and crosses, a TV show, because it showed a reverse racism. And it began to show white people just how much that we suffer. And when someone's in a place of privilege, when you're removing the veil from their eyes, some people just want to be ignorant because it suits them. Privilege is nice. And we're all in that same place. Even as a man, when it comes to my privilege over women, I sometimes, sometimes you have to even get yourself out of that mode. You have to really undo some of the works that have been done in us through the system and through the environment that we live in. So I've got to rate John Boyega. The fact that you're in that position and you've decided to do this, bruv, that's big. You know what I'm saying? We stand strong with you, brother. Like, honestly, real spit. Blood, listen, any film that you're ever in again, TV show, me, I'm there. I'm first one there. I'll buy a ticket, first one there, full price with popcorn. Popcorn will be from Woolworths though. But yeah, I mean, no, whoa, Woolworths. My popcorn will be from another shop though. But anyway, listen, shout out to John Boyega. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys, you like, share, subscribe to this video. Let us know your comments down below and let's talk some more. Appreciate you.
I speak to you from my heart. Look, I don't know if I'm going to have a career after this. Fuck that blood.